I'm just telling you generally, except everything takes time. Everything takes so long because of the time in this world. It makes things like that. It limits the strength of the power, the visibility of humans to see things when it's actually happening. Something happens now, they might see it a few years later or a few months later. Sometimes it's like that because of the time distortion. Sometimes, in order to do something for some country, I have to lift that country up, not to the highest heaven, but the highest possible. Like, for example, lifting up to the higher astral instead of in the lower astral. So the influence of the demons will be less and the work will be easier, more peaceful. Okay?
Yes, Master.
No fighting much and no violent stuff. Also, one time I told you about Washington, D.C., the White House, that it is in the road, Hell Road. Did I tell you?
Yes, Master.
Okay, that's also another trouble. You see how many presidents have been in trouble in that house. Good presidents, or died, or assassinated, or having blemished reputation, or people wrongly accuse them, or giving them all kind of bad rumors.
Yes.
Like President Clinton, they are still rumoring about him.
Yes, Master.
Because if you want to help the country, if you want to be the good guy, the demons won't like it. And you are in the hell road, sitting there every day. They are visiting you. They're causing trouble to your staff, to your opposition, to your people, to yourself. Making trouble. That's the hell road. They come in and out like a highway. And now, because humans in this world, the demons, they're allowed to come up and down. But in a specific road, yeah, like the hell road. When humans sin or the moral standards are too low, they're allowed to come up through those roads to make trouble for humans. And it could make trouble not directly to the humans or to the citizens of your country, but through the leaders or through the administration leaders or through the government or through the police or through anything or through some of the groups.
Yes,
The separatists or the protesters or whoever they can use, whoever has a lower level and has a penchant to badness, they will use them in that group to cause more trouble. So in the whole group, not everybody is doing bad things or doing violent things.
Yes.
Just some. Because the demons can use them and not others. Others have more, maybe they are still protesting, maybe in the protesting group, but they have more moral standard. Yeah, they have more merits. Demons cannot touch them. But if the humans in that group, some humans in that group are lower in spiritual attainment, or no spiritual attainment at all, or no merit at all, then the demons can use them to cause more trouble for the government, or can use the government to make trouble for the people. That's the way it is.
Yes.
And it affects the whole country. Yes. And in the governmental body also, if somebody is low in moral standard and minus in spiritual merit, then of course they can use them to harm the leaders, to harm the top of that department, or to harm even the leader of the country. In the history of humankind, I think America has more assassinated presidents than other countries. I mean the so-called civilized countries, developed countries.
Yes, Master.
Otherwise, there are a lot more trouble than any other presidents in other countries. No?
Yes,
Master.
Yes, the president of America has more trouble than any other country's presidents, and especially good presidents like President Kennedy or even President Clinton, who has some love in his heart to care to lift the embargo for Vietnam, for example. Many presidents before him didn't do it.
Yes, Master.
The more good you do, the more trouble you have. Like President Trump, for example. You see?
Yes.
He made peace in many regions, many countries of the world. And you see what he got? They treated him worse than any criminal citizens in every other country. All the newspapers or the TV, most of them are trampling upon him all these years, non-stop. And even big tech, like block his account from talking, yes, email and all that. And even his banks, close his accounts. A sitting president looks like he has no power. You saw that?
Yes, Master.
It is really a shame that such a country has no respect for their leader. He didn't do anything wrong. And they blame him for what? Inciting insurgency? What's the name of that?
Insurrection.
Insurrection?
Yes.
Yes, like terrorism. How can? He didn't say anything. He didn't tell him to do that. He just said go there to support those brave leaders who will kind of change the electoral college certification.
Yes.
That's all he said. And then some other group people excited and kind of zealous temperament and went inside, and then others came in together, followed suit and all that. But they had no weapons.
Yes.
Police were the only ones that had weapons. So how can a terrorist be so stupid? Want to go terrorize people and have no weapons? What are they going to do? How can they scare people if they don't have anything in their hands? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
If you want to terrorize people, you must have some weapons. No? Nothing. And just dying like that. Even if other groups that came in also, they didn't have any weapons. All the people who died had no weapons. They didn't fight with the police or anything. It just, by the way, it came up in the heat of the moment. Now, according to the news that I saw. Never mind. What I mean is for a big tech to cancel, to shut down a sitting president account, that is something shameful. My opinion, shameful. Over abuse of their own power.
Yes, Master.
How can you do that? In the old time, if it's a king, they would chop their heads off.
Yes.
Just because nowadays we have a president and we are very, very democratic, but they are abusing the freedom and the democracy of the United States of America. It is really a bad thing, really, really bad. I feel so ashamed for them. I hope heaven will forgive their sin. Abusing power and terrorizing half of the country like that. All of these people, like they gang together and harassing one president. Even if he's a president, he's alone. They all gang up on him, and that is a shame. This is not gentlemen. They didn't even wait for him to get out of the White House first to close his account. They did that when he's still a sitting president. That is truly not acceptable. You don't see that in any other country. Lesser countries even. Your question about the repentant souls, we must know that it's not just them. There's other related beings around, and the force of vengeance from these unrelentless souls who don't want to let go is not easy to deal with, because they have the right to vengeance also. But as I said, I will try to work with whomever I can to make it better. I hope the Americans pray sincerely to make a better energy for their country.
Yes, Master.